Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the Bitcoin Noise Show. That's the Bitcoin Noise Show. Today is December, I can't talk, December the 12th, 2020. So that's 12/12, 2020. Oh, repeating numbers. Uh-oh. Shemitah. Uh-oh. Come on, people. You believe that nonsense? One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. One day closer to an all-time high. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Unconfiscatable. Only the beginning, guys. 5-digit realm. I'm offended by selling. Compete, don't complain. Buy and hold. All right. It's the Bitcoin Noise Show, not the Bitcoin News Show, the Bitcoin Noise Show. So we're going to talk about the noise from the space. Yeah, we'll talk about Steemit. It should be making a lot of noise, but it's not. It is noise, but it was quiet noise. Hello, my elite friends. If you have questions, I have answers. Type them into the chat. Do the super chat. Do BitcoinMeister. Just get my attention. BitcoinMeister or super chat. That it turns colors, and then I see that. I don't see Adam. I don't see Adam Meister. I don't see Hanukkah Meister. Happy Hanukkah. It's the third night tonight. All right. So, but I'd be happy to answer questions. This week at Bitcoin, by the way, link to below. I'm going to put it in the live chat right now. It was great. Who was on the show? Nico was on. Keep It Simple Bitcoin was on. And Christian. These young bucks, they were ripping things up, baby. All right, they could teach you a thing or two. Now, I just want to remind everyone, make your own metrics to measure your system, okay? Make your own system metrics. There are a lot of metrics that are out there you can measure yourself by. But come up with your own. Come up with your own metrics, okay? I forgot who brought that up the other day, but I found it inspirational. I'm trying to develop my own metrics, not generic ones that are out there already. I want to be able to measure myself in a different way. I haven't come up with it yet, but it got my mind going, so I wanted to share that. Now, social media and cryptocurrency. I have been interested in it for quite some time. Back in the summer of 2016 when Steemit came out, and I think Steem was like the number 3 cryptocurrency for a little while. And there were dudes like paying $4 for one Steem. Yeah, it was kind of whack. Even though we were getting it for free, I thought, well, maybe this will be great. They've come up with a social media platform, and they pay people with their own cryptocurrency. They just have to improve the platform some. It's in beta. Well, it still looks almost exactly the same. You all know what happened. It's still out there. I'm right there. I'm a Bitcoin Meister still. I'm still getting Steem. It's split into Hive because Justin's son, he purchased Steemit. And some people didn't like that. And eventually he was going to somehow incorporate Tron, the number 17 cryptocurrency, into the Steemit platform. Well, guess what? That day has come. It actually came like over 8 days ago, 10 days ago. I linked to it below. I just found out about it, I think, on Thursday. So there's an integration of Tron on Steemit now. Don't buy what you can get for free. You can get the freaking number 17 cryptocurrency on Earth for free. It's powering Steemit now. You post something on Steemit, you get Steam power, you get Steem, and now you get Tron, okay? And I was notified to this when I checked out my balance on my Steem, and it gave me this notification, create a Tron account and claim rewards. And it tells you to download the PDF with your Tron public key, public and private keys. If you don't do that, well, you could lose all your Tron. But that's for the advanced person out there. I know most of you aren't even on Steemit right now. But the question that's interesting, will the addition of Tron to the rewards encourage more people to join Steemit? Well, so far, like, no one's even talking about this. In theory, it should. But the product isn't that great over at Steemit. And they actually made it a little bit better over at over at the competitor one, which I can't think of its name, Hive. Hive actually, if you type in a tweet, it actually shows the entire tweet. You just type in the URL, so that's a better interface right there. I like that. So there's your noise that wasn't very noisy that had to do with altcoins. I still want there to be a great social media platform that incorporates Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency and onboards a lot of newbies that way. And that was the dream of Steemit. Maybe Justin's son is, they say he's great. Well, dude, pump that Tron that I'm getting for free, dude. And in all seriousness, I hope you do make Steemit a success. And I like that Steemit and Hive are competing. But clearly, if it didn't make the news, I don't know how many real people are even on Steemit anymore. I post there every day these videos, including this video. Okay, it's already over there. So I linked to some links below. Not everything's, if you're watching this live, not everything's linked to yet. That's linked to. Okay. Now, how to front run Bitcoin. Well, Adam, you're a trader all of a sudden? No, I'm not. But first of all, pound that like button. Michael Saylor made an announcement, which should be like all over the freaking world, but it's basically insider information. Never before has there been an announcement like before a dude bought, hey, I'm a rich dude, I'm about to buy $650 million worth of Bitcoin. I mean, that's what he just announced for his company. My company is going to buy $650 million worth of Bitcoin. So you've got that knowledge that a lot of people don't know. And you got to understand, this is not the last time he's going to do this. So there's your insider knowledge. You know that someone's about to make a big purchase. They haven't made the big purchase yet. Should you wait until they make the big purchase? Or should you do it now before they make the big purchase? There's your information you can front run on, okay? And a lot of you are going to say, it's public information, it's public. The market hasn't reacted yet. Hardly, not that many people are talking. The normies of the world who are no coiners, they don't care. They don't know about it. They could really benefit from such knowledge. And Nick Carter says, never before have we seen a whale publicly announce in advance that they would be taking a position in specific size. If you are holding, now this is another guy says, if you're holding cash in hopes that Bitcoin will dip further, you're playing chicken with Michael Saylor, and you're probably going to miss your shot. That's a good attitude to have, man. You've got the insider information. He's going to keep buying every single minor dip. I mean, it could be him that's just keeping it close to 19,000 right now on the weekend. I don't know. But you do know this. He's buying $650 million worth of Bitcoin. Well, what's most likely going to happen to the price once, even if he gradually does it? He's going to try to do his Coinbase they're buying for him again, I assume. And they're trying to ease him into the market, but how easy can you get? DJ Seafair sent $5. Thanks for the reliable content. I was aware of the Tron Steam. I'm beginning to post again. Okay, that's good. That's very good. DJ, you are up on this news, man. And so it affected you in a positive way. It got you back in motion on Steemit, as the people were wondering. So very good for you. Keep getting it for free. There's a big fan of the show. He was here first today. I won't say his name. He's a good guy. But he says, I bought a Bitcoin worth of Steem at Cryptopia. I lost a lot of Bitcoin there. I'm in their lawsuit paperwork. And I said to him, dude, why'd you buy something for free, man? I just wanted to share your story because, guys, when things are hot, like Steem was hot, but you can get it for free, it's a huge mistake. He threw a Bitcoin at it and he lost it all. I mean, basically, rely on Justin's son here for this, okay? A Steem is like worth 17 cents now or whatever it is. Don't buy it. Maybe he will change. Right now, he's giving away the Tron on Steemit which adds interest to Steemit, which adds interest for Steem, and perhaps he will he will peg the Tron to Steem, because dude, I would rather him give me a bunch of his Tron for the Steem that I have. Like I think for now that would be a good deal, because Tron is well known, more known than Steem. It's not. I mean, it's number 17. What's Steem? It's on like the second page now of CoinMarket. Anyway, let's not get into alt. Look, I'm making a bunch of altcoin noise here. Okay, don't buy what you get for free. All right, I'm getting free Tron. I have free Tron now. I never had Tron before. Of course, I never had Tron before. I want to vomit to think if I even had it before. Okay, Roman Q said my primary metric is asset allocation percentage. When it's payday, I have to quickly rebalance my portfolio back to 100% Bitcoin, baby. Pound that like button, dude. Are the 2032 MicroStrategy Bitcoin purchases priced in? No, they're not. Now, I don't know if he'll still be buying in 2032. I mean, he is Michael Saylor. I can't read the dude's mind, but he clearly thinks $18,000, $19,000 is like super duper cheap for Bitcoin. Okay, like I'm trying to, he's issuing certificates to buy it and stuff, issuing debt certificates that people are buying. He's printing his own money to buy. Good for him. We talked about this on Fridays This Week in Bitcoin show, so please watch that. And yes, Nico, what Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, but Nico is the next Vortex. Pound that like button. All right, now look at this. I'm wearing this is like Satoshi. It's supposed to be a play on Moses with the 10 Commandments. It's Satoshi with the one Bitcoin commandment there. Get a little biblical here and there. It's Hanukkah, although Hanukkah is post-Bible. But okay, we're not going to get into religion. That's for tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show is the Beyond the Bitcoin show. Now, children of celebrities have their finances managed in traditional ways, okay? You know those 21-year-old, 25-year-old rich kid, celebrity, or just billionaire children. They're not managing their own money. They've got financial planners, and that's great, all right? But do you think these guys, their financial planners are investing in Bitcoin at all? But what do you think the likelihood of some of these young kids, young wealthy kids, good for them, that they will find out about Bitcoin? And maybe they will fire their financial planners. I think it doesn't hurt if you are from. They're all on social media. Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. Well, she's got a lot of money coming into her every month from the estate. She's quite an heiress, but she's not managing it. She's got the Jackson family management team, whoever that may be, some lawyer somewhere in LA. And they're not putting any of it in the Bitcoin, but how does she found out about it? How about someone of her equivalent financial worth found out about it that's young like that? It's something to think of. The youngest heirs and heiresses are poised to inherit billions from their parents. More than a dozen of the 35 richest people, according to Forbes real-time data, have children under the age of 40. And again, these are the people that are alive still. There are plenty of people that have died that their kids already are just swimming in their freaking money and the royalties from their music and whatnot that just keeps pouring in all the time. And it's only going to take a few of these people. Either maybe they'll have a forward-thinking, long-term thinking financial planners. I doubt that. They probably inherited them also. But for them to fire their financial planners to make a big difference, to start a new trend. Like, hey, why? I want to manage, you're investing in all these stocks and bonds for me. I've heard about this Bitcoin thing. Throw 10% into Bitcoin. Throw the latest royalties from Thriller and Beat It into Bitcoin. Do it. All right. So I'm hoping it's a trend in the future. Can't predict when. Some of you are going to say, well, they're so spoiled they don't care about managing their finances. There have been some of these nameless wealthy people, children, who have recently said they want to give all their money away because they feel guilty about being rich. So if that can happen, why can't this happen? The opposite. They want to even make more money off of their, and then they'll make more money, they'll preserve their wealth, and they can give that away later or something like that. Now, when I was on the Bitcoin group show after This Week in Bitcoin on Friday, okay, Thomas's show, the original, baby, the original. I was on it, and the British guy who was on with me, I can't think of his name right now, but I'm sorry, it's so late at night. He was shocked at my positive attitude. We were talking about 2020, and I said, "This is the best year ever," and he was just like, "Oh, you know, such a positive attitude." He was very impressed, and I mean, yeah, part of being defiant, okay, is being positive and not accepting the compliant, beat down attitude. It's accepting the depressing narrative, okay? That is compliance right now. Now, I'm not going to rip on the dude because most people now are buying that compliant narrative. Oh, it's the worst year ever. And when you have that attitude, you're not going to be in emotion. You're going to be willing to listen to whatever the people who want you to be compliant tell you to do. You're going to be willing to follow orders blindly. You're going to be down. Okay? Defiance is being positive. It's pride. I have pride in this year. I have pride in what I accomplished this year in, buying Bitcoin on that day, which was apparently the worst financial day of the year, March 12th and 13th. I'm proud of that. I'm proud that Bitcoin has bounced back. I've been looking forward to 2020 for so long. I've been talking about 2020 halving. Remember, long-term thinking, buy and hold, 2024 halving. Well, I used to say that for 2020 halving. We got here, and hey, people were a little down then because Bitcoin was still recovering from, but I knew, and look now, it was everything I wanted and more. We're talking $19,000 right now in December. It is so great, and it's the sad new normal that mainstream media wants you to accept in the world. That's compliance. For me, the new normal is 19,000 Bitcoin. It's like people are disappointed when it gets to 17,000 now. That is freaking awesome. I've been looking forward to this. So this year has been great. And look at me. I spit in the face of all the people that say to be compliant. I mean, that's what you can do in the Bitcoin overlay, all right? So yeah, compliance is being the victim. Defiance is being in motion and being positive and being happy. And it's just always great to have a great outlook on life. I mean, that's the summary. This is the way to live, all right? When you're in motion, you are living. When you're compliant, are you really living? Are those people, I mean, they're breathing, but are they living life? I mean, I've been traveling around this whole freaking United States of America. We're going to get to that in a second. And another thing about this year, the last, ever since Bitcoin's been invented, real assets, that's wealth, okay? Fiat, it's not wealth, all right? Fiat is a means to get wealth. And many people blow it on cars. That's not a real asset. Fiat is a way to get real assets. That's what I should say. Fiat is not an asset. It's not an asset. It's being depreciated. It loses value. It's losing value. You want to buy real assets. And unfortunately, the situation that most people are in, they can't afford real estate. All right? And this Bitcoin is the asset for the common man. All right? It protects your wealth. And this year, more than ever, the common man should have been waking up to that fact that Bitcoin is a real asset. You shouldn't be buying these cars and ridiculous things that immediately lose value. And I understand, yeah, it's frustrating. You can't buy a house. It's a blessing in disguise, dude. It's a blessing in freaking disguise. If you bought $4,000 worth of Bitcoin that day, now you've got $19,000 worth of Bitcoin on March the 12th. But not many people have that attitude. Most people are down and compliant, and we're scared. This is why you have a positive attitude. There's just the brighter side of things. You look on the bright side. That the glass is half full, baby. And I'm going to fill it even more. by spitting in the face of the compliant. Defiance over compliance. Pound that like button. Now, yes, so yeah, in the inflation world, you need real assets for protection. And Bitcoin is an asset that regular dudes can't afford, a fraction of a Bitcoin. And someone said, I don't know what the exact question was the other day. I didn't write it down. I'm only barely remembering it. Aim for that one Bitcoin still. I'm still saying aim for that. That's the name of the usual show, is the One Bitcoin Show. Someone said, well, to be well off in Bitcoin, how many Bitcoin do you need? One. Let's say one. You're well off. You're well off. That's good. It's a good start. Two, you're really well off. Okay. Elite is 10, obviously. But well off is one. Because if you just hold on to that one long enough, you're going to be able to buy a house with it, in theory. You get my drift. Now, so I don't want people to feel bad. Like, God almighty, 0.1 costs so much. It's going to take me to get so long to get one. I'm discouraged. No, don't be discouraged. Now, Tone Vays had a great tweet out there that reminds us of what centralization is. It was made in irony, and some people didn't get it. He said, I strongly advise President Maduro to use the decentralized Ripple infrastructure with its uncensorable XRP currency instead. Ripple should also be able to provide client support in case he has any issues. Best of both worlds. Bitcoin is only for crazy maximalists. So what he's commenting on is that Maduro said that he's going to buy other cryptocurrencies or something. And if he actually were to buy Ripple, you would quickly soon see how centralized Ripple is, because the United States government would contact them and say, you're clawing that back from Venezuela right now. It'll get censored real fast, or if Iran buys it or something. Okay, and it's identified. This amount of Ripple, this address is there. They'll find a way to claw it back, and you'll quickly see the true meaning of centralized and censorable on that side. But with Bitcoin, you can't do that. It's uncensorable and decentralized. All right, so very funny tweet from Tone, but I'm very proud of Tone Vays, because Tone Vays is living the freaking Bitcoin overlay. All right, he's down in DC tonight. There's some rally dealing with the election and all of that, and he can say what he wants to say. He can't be fired. He has freedom of speech in the Bitcoin overlay. All right, he shows that Bitcoin wins the war, wins the, I can't even think of the term. It was the culture war. Bitcoin wins the culture war, right? Everybody's worried about left and right and this and that. All you have to do is you have Bitcoin, and you don't have to worry about fitting into any freaking culture. Fitting in is overrated. Pound that like button. There are people, Tone keeps on, he's tweeting out videos from the from DC, and all these people are calling him fascist and saying they're going to stop following him. Why should he care? He's in the Bitcoin overlay. You can't take his freaking Bitcoin. And this is just the example. All right, so when you're in the Bitcoin overlay, you're free to protest any way you want to. Okay, and so good for Tone. Good for Tone for speaking. He has principles. And when you have principles, there's no backing down from those principles when you got the Bitcoin backing up those principles too. So very good job, Tone. I don't think I agree with every single thing that Tone is saying about the situation. But I am so happy to see him speaking his mind and being able to Bitcoin overlay, baby. And yes, peaceful protest. I like it. He's peacefully protesting. And I just I wonder when Congress is going to get some cojones. And Congress has become the weak part of the legislative branch has become quite weak. in the United States. But I guess that's for tomorrow's show. I can talk about that. And all right, we'll talk about the presidential stuff tomorrow. The Yaron Brook show that I'll link to below. I think I linked to it below. It's like I just had time to watch the first half finally, and he talks about sacrificing the young to the old, and that's the situation in the virus, that everybody wants to sacrifice the young for the old. It's amazing, and he is just sickening. He's sickened by how compliant everyone has become, and that it seems like only 60% of the people need to be compliant, and the powers that be in all these different states can carry out these fascistic orders. They are fascistic orders. They're for the good of the state. A dictator, without the approval of the legislative branch, most of the time, says, no, you can be open, you can be closed. And it's to save old people, because it is to save old people's lives. Young people are not dying from this. All right, statistically, young people are not dying from this. It is they don't want to lose the votes of old people. There's logic behind it. They don't want to seem like they're wrong. Oh, just in case one young person dies, they don't want to be blamed. I mean, we've heard it all before. But you cannot revolve society around its weakest members. All right? This is a quote I found. Unless you suffer from the great liberal death wish. I actually hear people saying they like that the streets are deserted and everywhere is a ghost town. The nihilist dream of the end of capitalism is now at hand. Their secret cherished dream of a return to nature is about to be fulfilled, except when it happens, of course, all their little creature comforts will go with it, and they will perish in the very primeval miasma they were wishing on the world. Now, I don't think it's going to get to that level, but there are plenty of people who think that going back to a state of nature where you defecate in the woods, that's cool. They don't realize that's not very comfortable, going to defecate in the woods and using leaves. And that's what, when you get rid of capitalism, when you get rid of progress, when you focus on, I mean, it's unbelievable. The sacrifice that is, we don't want to, let's no more schooling for young people anymore. No one can be out so that old people don't get sick. I mean, the simple answer is just old people and sick people just lock themselves up. It's so obvious. But the media and most people, they don't take time to understand the simple statistics that it affects sick people, unhealthy people, differently than healthy people, okay? Much different. And if you grasp that, then you can logically conclude, well, since sick people and fat people and old people are the small minority, they should, avoid things if they are worried. Some of them aren't worried, and they're free to shut down the whole world, the whole economy, most of the economy. Your enemy, not your friend's economy, of course, because your friends in Hollywood, they could be open still, but the lady with the diner on La Brea, no, she can't be open anymore. All right, enough of that. So I have traveled many places, and during this situation, okay, and I've told you about the deals that I got. I mean, the plane rides have been really cheap. That rent-a-car was really cheap. The Airbnbs have been really cheap. I didn't sit down and say, oh, well, woe is me. I wasn't a screaming Karen. No, they were literally screaming Karens, and I guess Kens. Is that the male version? They were, how can people fly on planes? Airlines shouldn't even be allowed anymore. I mean, there's fascism right there. The leader should outlaw airlines because that's a bad industry. Because I say it's a bad industry. No, and I lost my place there. Excuse me. But I'm really proud of all the traveling that I've done and that I have been in motion. And during my life, I have traveled to foreign travel that these screaming Karens can't even dream of ever traveling to. Okay, most Americans, they hardly even leave the country, or they never leave the country. So I got it all in. I've been telling you for years, let's travel, let's have a fun time, be in motion, see the world. There are great deals out there. Now, we're getting to a point where there are people legitimately bringing up that international travel might be curtailed for quite some time. So that's why, I mean, you live your life. I lived my life in 2018 and 2017 and went to Chile, went to Australia, went to Israel, went to Africa, went to this, went to that, and the other. And so I'm very satisfied in the international traveling that I've done. So if I can't internationally travel next year because I refuse to get an untested shot, I'm cool with it, man. I've done more traveling than those fat screaming Karens ever will. Okay, internationally. Okay, I've already done that. But at the same time, that's why you just don't give away. You don't lock yourself up for a year of your life for the greater good of old sick people that you haven't even, there's no logic behind it. And I mentioned this, you're only 22 once, all right? You're going to sacrifice your 22-year-old year for someone who's 91 or someone who's morbidly obese and 72. I mean, it makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. And statistically, it's insane. I mean, you have to understand that you're not helping yourself. You're not protecting yourself if you're 23 years old and you're locking yourself up. All right. If you're some peak performance athlete, I mean, any athlete, I can't believe some of these athletes are scared and everything on the college level. They're supposed to be college. They're supposed to be student athletes, but they don't understand statistics at all, do they? All right. And yeah, with the money that I have, by the way, if the international travel restrictions really get into effect, with the money that I'll just bribe someone. I'll get a fake ID that says I got the shot or something like that. Trust me. That's another reason. That's why you think long term and you save. I didn't buy some Lamborghini in 2017. Instead, I'll be able to continue my regular lifestyle by bribing people if need be. Now, all right. Now, what else? So yeah, keep on traveling. Stand on principle. I'm proud that I stood on my principle. Yeah, that's about it for that. Yeah, I haven't compromised any of my principles during this whole weird year that we've had. Okay, I didn't try to fit in. There were all these there's a certain segment of Bitcoiners. They were so happy that they knew about it in China before anyone else did. Oh, they were so smart. Look, and I think and then they panicked. And they just wanted to show hey, we identified a deadly virus in China. So we're going to keep on saying it's deadly, even though, oh, wait, it's not deadly for someone like me who's 27 years old or however old they were. So, yeah, they compromised. They became status. They became freaking status. They went with the compliant view. We got to lock ourselves up because I found out about it in January. So better go with the status flow here to just show how smart I was back in January that I found out. Great, dude. You found out about it. I remember I heard about it back then too. I was telling my grandmother on the phone. I was like, you might have to be careful later in the year if this thing comes to America and stuff. But did I become some compliant bootlicker because I found that about? No. The thing that I'm as defiant as I ever was. Every day I become more defiant, and refuse to try to fit into this panic prison type of situation. All right. Now, speaking about a guy who doesn't care about fitting in, apparently, but he's getting attacked, Dave Ramsey. He gives financial advice, and here we go. Someone said, despite a virus outbreak in November, Christian finance guru Dave Ramsey, and I think they bring up he's Christian just to poke at him there. That's pretty low. But Christian finance guru Dave Ramsey calls masks a sign of fear, bans remote work, plans major in-person Christmas party for hundreds of staff this weekend. And dude, I love to hear that. I retweeted that and I said, I support Dave Ramsey on this issue. He says, masks are a sign of fear. Yeah, masks are a sign of fear. They are a sign of fear. And bans remote work. Okay, that's cool. You can run your business whatever way you want to. He plans a major in-person Christmas party. Dude, party like it's 2019. Pound that like button, Dave Ramsey. Good for you. Very good. People are trying to shame you. I support you 100% on this one. All right, now we'll leave that. We talked about Bitcoin winning the culture war. Yeah, and the other thing out. Well, I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about that tomorrow with the virus. I don't want to talk about virus anymore. But yeah, hardly anyone breaks it down by age and health risk. Okay, it's just mindless fear. And when you are fearing, you take the easy solution that is presented in your face, and it's not the right solution. Let me erase that so I don't say that tomorrow. All right, finally, we're going to end with this weird Doug Casey related email that I got from someone else. And I'm going to answer your questions. I see that there were some questions there, so I'm going to get to that also. The title of this email that I received was "Buy and Hold is." Oh no. The title was "Buy and Hold is not going to cut it." And I was like, what the heck? What's this dude talking about? And it's just a guy trying to sell a newsletter or his advice. It's this appeal to authority. Need a manager, can't think for yourself, impulsive, magical strategy thinker type of dude. All right. This guy, I'm going to read you what he says, but true outside the box thinking would just be like, buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin. All right. Buy and hold Bitcoin. But this guy can't grasp such a paradigm shift. He's into his stocks. And so he says, buy and hold is a joke. Sure, it could theoretically work if you're still in your 20s, but if you're at or near retirement age, it's simply not going to cut it. See for yourself. For the past 2 decades, the market has averaged, talk about the stock market, has averaged 4.5% annualized returns. At that rate, it would take you 55 years to grow your wealth 1,000%. 55 years! That's why I created the 3-stock retirement blueprint. Oh, the guruism. But people love this stuff. They eat it up. It's a way to play just 3 stocks. Yes, just three for the chance to retire richer than you would trading all the rest of them, or by using any type of buy and hold strategy. Okay, so how about this? Bitcoin has done better than that since 2015 and 2016 and parts of 2017. It's over 20x. Okay, so you can deal with your 3 stocks. I say deal with one cryptocurrency. That one cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Buy and hold Bitcoin. You get interest on that with your crypto dividends. Okay, there's all sorts of things. You don't need a guru to sell you his 3-stock plan and give you impulsive ideas that long-term thinking is bad, that buy and hold is bad, that you need him. But most people want to hear that. They want a solution from a guy who is selling some complexity worship, impulsive complexity worship. Okay, let us get to the questions here. Matt Edie said, will we see the Bitcoin Rabbi on the show at some point in the future? Oh, you read my mind. He will be on December 25th. Friday, December 25th. It's a Friday this year. December 25th is a Friday. So I invited I thought Bitcoin Rabbi would probably be free as I am on December 25th. And I invited Brecky Von Bitcoin on also. So Bitcoin Rabbi will be on the This Week in Bitcoin show, not this coming Friday, but the Friday afterwards, which is December 25th. And I don't know if a lot of people will be watching live that day because people will be with their families celebrating something apparently. So Roman Q said, looks like we are still on track to have the virus resolved by Inauguration Day. Yeah, I guess with the getting that shot. All right. And it's notable. Somebody asked me a question asking me about a DeFi platform but they didn't ask me the correct way. They didn't type in BitcoinMeister. They're trying to prompt their favorite DeFi. So they're very unfamiliar with the show. They can't follow directions. Because I said type in BitcoinMeister, but you should also know that, I mean, this is not a DeFi channel. Even on the noise day, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I heard all about that DeFi. Yeah, oh yeah. So the guy is he's pumping it in the chat. These guys always think they can, they mention something in my chat, it's going to make a difference. It's not going to make it. You're like one of those ego coin guys. You're like one of the so no mention of ego coin today on today's show. All right, I still haven't dumped my ego coin yet. He's the ego coin guy has still we got it for free. Again, I got that Bitcoin crypto dividend for free. And hey, watch last Saturday's show if you want to hear about the next Bitcoin crypto dividend that's coming out. Rhombus was last Saturday. I'm not going to talk about it again, because I'm just going to tell people to use the freaking archives. People, do your homework. DisruptMeister.com. You should have already watched last Saturday's show. All right, dudes. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to the channel. Bang that bell button. Pound that like button. I'll see you tomorrow night, probably, again, for the Beyond Bitcoin show. Thanks a lot, everyone. See ya.